Tonight, let yourself relax and prepare to drift into a gentle sleep. Lie down and feel the pillow softly cradling your head, allowing your body to completely unwind. Even if you're carrying a bit of tension or fatigue, let each raindrop and every gentle story soothe you, bit by bit, guiding you into a deep, restful slumber. Tonight's story begins in a familiar place, a small bakery owned by Lisa, on a rainy autumn morning. The soft patter of rain against the window pane was the first sound she heard upon waking. In that tender silence, Lisa began her day slowly, brewing a hot cup of black tea, gazing out at the rain, and preparing to step out into the world wrapped in a warm coat and carrying a bright yellow umbrella. A simple morning, yet filled with peace, a quiet start in a place she dearly loved. Lisa stretched gently and stepped out of bed while it was still dim outside. Though the morning light had yet to rise, the steady rhythm of rain tapping against the window was a gentle reminder that a new day was beginning. She wrapped herself in a woolen robe, slipped into her soft, furry slippers, and quietly walked into the kitchen. At this quiet hour, everything seemed to move more slowly, more softly, and Lisa cherished this peaceful moment before the world awoke. She made herself a cup of black tea, her favorite every morning, and added a splash of milk. The warmth from the teacup spread through her hands, and the delicate aroma seemed to warm the entire little kitchen. Looking out the window, she saw thick gray clouds covering the sky, signaling a long rainy day. But to her, the rain wasn't something to be sad about. It was an excuse to wear thick sweaters, wrap up in cozy scarves, and walk beneath a cheerful umbrella. After finishing her tea, Lisa rinsed the cup and set it on the bamboo drying rack. She returned to her room to change clothes, gave her cozy bed one last glance, and stepped out of her home. In the hallway, she wrapped a woolen scarf around her neck, put on a felt hat, and picked up her bright yellow umbrella. As the door closed behind her, Lisa stepped into the street, ready to begin a new day. On the quiet road, only a few dim porch lights flickered, and the sound of rain echoed gently. She smiled and greeted the little white cat that always sat by the neighbor's window, then continued down the path toward the bakery at the bottom of the hill, where a colorful door was waiting to be opened, ready to welcome a day filled with flavor and love. When she arrived, Lisa opened the bakery's wooden door, the one with bright swirling patterns she had painted herself many years ago. The sweet scent of flour, sugar, and yesterday's roasted coffee still lingered in the air, like a warm greeting each morning. She turned on the lights, and the soft golden glow filled the charming little space, making it feel even more like home. Lisa began by preheating the oven and assembling the parts of the coffee machine. She pulled out 2 tubs of dough that had been proofing overnight, dusted flour across the wooden counter, and gently began kneading the smooth, elastic dough. She sprinkled a mixture of fragrant cinnamon sugar and crispy toasted pecans, then rolled it all up into neat spirals. Each slice revealed a sweet swirl inside, soon to become delicious cinnamon rolls. She placed the tray in the oven, and the scent slowly spread, mixing with the warmth, making the whole shop irresistibly cozy. While the rolls baked, Lisa headed into the pantry in the back, what she lovingly called the magic room. On the shelves were all kinds of spices and ingredients: cinnamon, cloves, star anise, vanilla, and bright orange pumpkins from a nearby farm. She chose a perfectly sized pumpkin, cradled it in her arms, and brought it to the table. After cutting it in half and scooping out the seeds, she placed it in the oven to roast until tender. While waiting for the pumpkin to soften, Lisa prepared the crust for the pie, a base made from crushed graham crackers mixed with butter and sugar. Under her skilled hands, every step felt gentle and full of care, as if each dessert were a small gift for someone she deeply cherished. The oven made a soft ding, signaling the cinnamon rolls were ready. Lisa opened the door, and a wave of warm air carried the mouth-watering scent of cinnamon, sugar, and butter, an aroma that could stop anyone in their tracks. She carefully set the tray on the counter and spread a rich, creamy layer of cheese frosting on each warm roll. The frosting melted slightly, creating a sweet ivory glaze that made the pastries even more tempting. Across the kitchen, the roasted pumpkin was soft and fragrant. Lisa carefully mashed it, then mixed it with eggs, cream, brown sugar, cinnamon, and a pinch of nutmeg to make the filling. She poured the mixture over the graham crust, tapped the pan gently to smooth the surface, and slid it into the oven. She smiled as she looked through the oven window. Each pie seemed to carry a piece of her soul. The bell above the door chimed softly. Lisa turned. It was Mr. Henry, the oldest regular customer of the bakery. He wore his familiar wool hat and leaned on his wooden cane, his eyes warm with affection. "Good morning, Lisa. It smells heavenly in here today," he said with a smile. I just pulled out a fresh batch of cinnamon rolls. The pumpkin pie's in the oven now. Would you like to try one? Mr. Henry nodded and sat at his favorite seat by the window, the same spot he had chosen every year. Lisa poured a hot cup of tea, placed a freshly cooled roll on a delicate porcelain plate, and brought it to his table. The early sunlight filtered through the lace curtain, and a quiet joy lit up Lisa's eyes. The morning began just like that, gentle, warm, and filled with the scent of memories. As the warmth from the oven still lingered in the air, Lisa poured herself a cup of tea and sat beside Mr. Harold. They had known each other for so long that words weren't always necessary. Just a glance and a smile were enough to feel the comfort between them. Another autumn has come, Mr. Harold said quietly, gazing out the misted window. Every year, when I smell your pumpkin pie drifting down the street, I think of her. Lisa nodded, not interrupting. She knew he was speaking of his late wife, Evelyn, who used to come to the bakery every autumn morning with him, always sitting at the same table by the window. She loved your pumpkin pie, he smiled gently. Every year, she made me buy 2 slices, one to eat, one to take home. Then she'd finish both before we even left. Lisa laughed softly, her heart tightening with emotion. Memories that seemed distant were still alive here, in the scent of pastries, the morning light, and these simple, heartfelt conversations. I think she's still somewhere around here, Lisa said quietly. Probably sitting right beside you, just like always. Mr. Harold said nothing, only nodded slowly. And in that moment, the space around them seemed to pause, peaceful, tender, and filled with remembrance.